everyone, it's Emma, otherwise known as Gazette Girly, and either welcome or welcome back to my channel where I mostly talk about zines, which are handmade magazines. Also, quick disclaimer, I do have a bit of a cold, so if I sound a bit croaky or hoarse and my nose is a bit red, that is why. Anyway, so I have been making zines for about 6 months now. In May this year, I went to my first ever zine making workshop and I made this zine here called Play, which is sort of inspired by like getting in touch with your inner child, and it was for the amazing Artisans playground workshop, and I will link her Instagram down in the description below because she's an amazing zine maker, and if you're in London you should definitely go to one of her workshops. Anyway, coming out of that workshop 6 months later, I never thought I'd be in the place that I am now as a zine maker, where I even have projects like this one here, Gazette for the Girls, existing in the world that I have created. And this is like a zine idea I had sort of like May, June time, where I just like the idea of making a zine about girlhood, and now people are sending in their work, submitting to Gazette for the Girls. We have our second ever community issue submissions form now live, which I'll also link in the description down below too. But I just came out that workshop and I never thought something like this would exist or that I would ever create something like this. So anyway, before I just ramble on about various projects and the gratitude I have for zine making and the zine making community, I basically wanted to make this video to have like a nice little sit down and chit chat with you all about what I've sort of learned over my 6 months of zine making. So let's get into it. So one of like my first sort of takeaways from zine making, and that I'm so glad I did at the start, was going to a workshop. And I feel like if you really want to make a zine but you truly don't know where to start, going to a workshop is honestly such a good option. And I say this as someone who also gets a lot of social anxiety. It was very outside of my comfort zone to go to something by myself that's a workshop where I'm gonna have to sit down and interact with other people and learn a new skill at the same time. But then I've done like dance classes before and I always go by myself anyway, so I was like, I can do this. And honestly, I'm so glad I did. I was always really anxious about the idea of like folding paper together to make a booklet. I'm very much someone, like when I fold things, they just like never seem to fold neatly. I can never get things to line up on like paper and stuff like that. So I was very stressed about that, but you know what, it went fine. And Iwana was such an amazing host, and I feel like any zine workshop you go to is going to be such a supportive environment, and you're just going to come away with a new skill. All the materials are provided, and sometimes trying to source and like get everything started on your own can feel just a bit too overwhelming. And going to a workshop, like, there's always going to be someone there to support you, someone there for advice, someone there to help you out if you do need some assistance, and all the materials are there too, and it can just be a very inspiring place to be. And I've made so many amazing friends going to these workshops, and there's never any pressure to go in and have to come out with a finished result. You know, you could make half a zine and leave halfway through. Like, it's always been, in my experience, a very safe and welcoming space. So I feel like a zine making workshop is just always a great place to start if you're not sure how or where to start. Another thing I have learnt is that it's okay to make bad zines. Sometimes I go in with an idea for a zine and it comes out and I'm like, I've not been able to execute this as I wanted to. But you know what, that is completely okay, because I've still taken the time to sit down and allow myself to create an idea I've had where I don't know what the final results are going to look like, and I've given myself enough grace to be like, even if this doesn't come out the way I envisioned it, I've still taken time and done the process. And I feel like the world we live in focuses a bit too much on the final result or things being digestible for everyone else. And I feel like that's a mindset we really need to get out of. You know, we need to chuck that idea that things have to be digestible for others, like put it in the bin and just create for yourself. Even if like I don't love the result of my zine, I love the process. I love the process of putting it together, and it puts me in such a meditative headspace. And then there's been other times where I haven't really had a strong idea and I've just been like, I want to make a zine in this moment, and sometimes that is when my best zines happen and I really surprise myself with the results. So just have fun with it, don't overthink it, and just like trust your intuition, get into that creative flow state and really see what happens. And another thing I have learned is to just consume as much zines as you can. Buy zines when you can, do trades if you can, and there's loads of like free zines online. There's so many like zine libraries you can access that are usually free to access as well, because zines are so much about like accessibility too, which is another amazing thing about the community as well, and why I love zine making so much. And it's just so inspiring to see other people's creations, and I love that you can tell so much about a person from the zines they've made, even if it's not like a per zine, which is a personal zine. It's like about a topic they love or something they really care about, and it just gives you an insight like into their mind, or like what this person's thought process is, and I just love that so much. It's like there's so much individuality and so much personality in a zine, and I feel like it's a great sort of creative medium to really let who you are shine through, as cliche as that sounds. So anyway, gonna keep this video short and sweet because I'm also losing my voice right now, but I hope you have enjoyed these zine takeaways and are feeling inspired to make your own zines. And if you have any zines you want to share, or you're a zine maker, please let me know your social handles in the comments. And thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your day.